Hi, I'm Peter, and welcome to the very first episode of Best Comic Book Covers. No specking, no grails, no keys, no price trends, just amazing comic book covers. We've set up this channel to take a more artistic focus of the comic book market. As comic book fans, we can all say that we love the stories and artwork which make comics such an immersive medium. When we walk into our local comic shop, it's really the multitude of eye-catching covers that draws us in, isn't it? Our aim is not to only cover the mainstream comics, which we definitely will do, but also help introduce smaller, independent publishers and hope that we can show the depth of artistry out there in the industry in an easy and fun to digest format. Today, in preparation for the upcoming X-Men 1997 series on Disney Plus set to release this year, we're covering the X-Men 1991 comic book series, also known as X-Men Volume 2 series. That's right, we're starting with one of the most beloved comic book series of all time, containing storylines for the like of Age of Apocalypse, Onslaught, Zero Tolerance, and Fatal Attraction, just to name a few. But before we get into that, let's lay out some quick ground rules. No variant covers, we're covering only the base comic book series covers. Current comic book value plays no part in this. It could be worth 50 cents or $10 million. We judge them all equally. Doesn't matter if it's a key, grail or ultra rare. There could only be two left in existence out there, but unless the cover artwork is fantastic, you won't be seeing them here. Storyline and content doesn't play a part either, unless of course it's the dialogue or writing featured on the cover itself. We're looking for composition, colors, style, character representation and creativity. Simply, we're looking for that wow factor where you could stare at that comic book cover for hours. Does that cover excite you and make you want to see more? This is of course all based on opinion, and you don't have to agree. Today we're looking at the X-Men 1991 series from issue 1 to issue 204. So let's get into it. These are the best 10 comic book covers for the X-Men 1991 series. We're starting out our list at number 10 with the classic Andy Kubert cover from 1993, Skinning of Souls Part 1, X-Men Volume 2, Issue 17. As you can see, Colossus up front is carrying his little sister Illyana, also known as Magic, both of them smiling while walking through the snow-covered forest. You have members from both the blue and gold team in their classic uniforms on the cover. The uniforms contrasted against the white snow and dark monster behind them. At number 9 we have issue 161. This Salvador Larroca artwork showcases the X-Men team with the lesser known combination of characters. You can see the cover with Juggernaut overpowered presence in the middle, surrounded by Havoc and Iceman to his right, Rogue and Blind Gambit on his shoulders, Polaris and Sorn to his left, and Wolverine with his claws extended. The colours and artistry just pulls together the team. The look of this cover very close to a few others in the series, like X-Men 80. In at number 8, we have the first Jim Lee cover to enter the best 10, with issue number 3. Won't be the last time we'll see his covers come up. It's X-Man vs X-Man with this cover, the X-Men Blue team versus the X-Men Gold team, in this eye-grabbing comic book cover. What brings this cover to life is the different matchups we have across the cover, like Colossus vs Wolverine and Psylocke vs Jean Grey, all of them drawn in that beautiful Jim Lee style. In at number 7, another Jim Lee cover with issue number 11, just a simple, cool cover. Wolverine at the front showing off his adamantium claws, Beast hanging down behind the classic X-Men logo. Not much more to say about this cover. Likely the only thing would be, why is it so low down on this list? Hopefully as I work my way through the rest, you'll see why. In at number 6, we have our first gatefold cover with issue number 200. What's great about this cover is the sheer number of mutant characters that fit into this cover. Not to mention the colouring and shading, which enhance the tone of the post-apocalyptic styled cover. We're at the halfway mark with issue 190 in at number 5. This cover is just a refreshing and beautiful cover. Iceman looking lifeless in the arms of Mystique in that snow landscape, something a little bit different from Chris Bachalo. At number 4 we have issue 25, Magneto towering over Wolverine and tearing apart Wolverine in this cover, while the other X-Men scramble to get to him. Another Andy Kubert with third on our list with issue 41. This one made it to this spot from the sheer emotion from the cover. Magneto's head down while wrapping his arms around a lifeless Professor X. The colours just pop off this cover, and the heading, "To all things an ending," just completes it. As you look at it, you can't help but just stare at this cover. The intensity and colouring, right down to the yellow outline on the grey and blue X-Men logo. You all knew this cover was coming. It's the 8 million copy cover, the most sold comic book ever. Issue number 1, coming in at 2 on our list. Jim Lee's iconic X-Men cover, and likely, if you're listening to this, you have one of these sitting around somewhere. Pure and simple, it's showing off our beloved 90s X-Men in all their glory, and their on-again, off-again nemesis, Magneto. Each character is drawn beautifully, and just take a look at that Magneto. This really showcases what a powerhouse he is. Here we go, the best comic book cover from X-Men 1991 comic book series. In at number 1 position, we have issue 5. It's not the most sold comic book, it's not worth the most, but look at that amazing artwork. The ferocity of both Wolverine and Omega Red, the pure depth at which this was drawn and coloured is magnificent. This cover just pops off the page. Amazing artwork from the artist Jim Lee. A truly combined effort of artists, inkers and colorists produced this beautiful masterpiece of a cover. There you have it. Did you agree, disagree, or partially agree? We would love to hear what your best 10 comic book covers for X-Men 1991 comic book series are. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and comment back. As always, stay happy and stay safe. See you next time.